But first, Australians have a somewhat irreverent sense of humour and pretty thick skins to match. But a new commercial for a bakery chain has outraged some church groups. Think Sister Act meets the Blues Brothers with some French loaves thrown in for good measure.
It is a bit of a cheap shot to use people's beliefs to sell bread.
Oh, give us this day.
Some people would be angry, quite angry about it.
It's memorable, it's got a good song about it, and it reinforces the things that we're all about.
It's the latest ad campaign for a big bakery chain, but it's not for the true believers.
A feeling of maybe something precious being ridiculed, and that makes me feel sad.
Krista Murphy is a nun with the Holy Spirit Sisters. She's upset the nuns in the ad are wearing outdated habits.
I feel it's using something that has been held precious by many women and is still held precious by some church members, and using it for commercial purposes, and I don't agree with that.
We know that they don't wear that anymore, but we're in the entertainment industry. Hi.
Peter Sherlock is the boss of Brumby's. He was taught by the nuns and promises that he doesn't mean any disrespect.
No, we show nuns in a very positive light, enjoying themselves, having a lot of fun, clapping, happy and smiling.
Okay, girls, go. Oh, give us this day, your daily bread. We're baking your day, the Brumby's way.
This very irreverent of rows began a few weeks ago when a nun from the Victorian-based Missionary Sisters of Service wrote to Brumby's telling them their ad was discriminatory and made fun of the Holy Sacrament of Communion. So angry was the nun that she's now taken her complaint to a much higher authority, the Advertising Standards Bureau.
The advertising standards are not very great today. Almost anything seems to be allowable in an ad, and complaints rarely pull ads off the screen.
It's working well.
Peter Stokes from Christian ethics group Salt Shakers is also cross about the ad.
I think it could be seen as a cheap shot at Christians. I think it's using people's faith to sell bread in itself is a cheap shot.
The idea originally came from when we went to our advertising agency and they pitched to us a scene of Brumby's, your daily bread. It's a basic commodity that's special in our society. And so when we decided to move along with that idea, the Blues Brothers movie came to mind.
I actually think that's the most insensitive part of that ad, because he's actually breaking the bread, and this, especially to Catholics, means really the breaking of Christ's body.
Give us this day, our daily Brumby's. Bake today.
That's disrespectful. It mightn't be deliberately disrespectful, but it is for people who believe in the Eucharist here.
I guess it's their opinion and they're entitled to it, and I'm sure they have their views, but to me I don't find it offensive.
And the nuns seem to be overreacting a little bit. It's a fun commercial.
No, it's not portraying any religion in a bad way, so I can't see it. I think it should lighten up a bit, really.
Oh, give us this day.
So, is all this controversy bad for business? No way. After all, it was Brumby's themselves who alerted the press when the complaint was made.
We're only responding if the ad hadn't been taken to the Advertising Standards Tribunal. It wouldn't have been put into the public arena. So we haven't put it in the public arena. Someone has taken it to there, and so we need to follow that through.
While Brumby's has no plans to take the ads off air, Sister Krista has this advice.
Keep selling good products, but use other things to sell them, other symbols to sell them, and symbols that don't offend the people who believe in them.
Ben McCormack with that religious bun fight.